So one interesting thing about this scooter is someone has tried to patch this, which I believe was either rust or a little bit of a bump. It's not damaged. Oh, it is. So there it is. You can see it's, if the light hits it, yeah, this must have been hit in the side somehow. Someone has clearly filled and then painted. Now the problem is, I mean, they did such a bad job with the paint and the filler. I can catch my nail on this line. I mean, that is hideous. Down here isn't quite so bad because it's following this ridge. I mean, the paint job is bad, but except for right here, and this edge isn't even that bad. Probably wasn't horrible when it was done. It's just, I don't think it was clear coated, and you can see the dirt has just absorbed right into here and dulled. So I have two options. I can either buy this piece of sheet metal and move the badge and the taillight and everything over to it and try to paint it myself, or I can try to sand this down and try to color match this. I can't make it much worse than this, that's for sure. The person I bought it from gave me some what is supposed to be color matched spray paint. Now, I wonder if that's what they used here, but to be honest, the color isn't bad. I think this has actually been painted over. I can see. And that color match is really close. To be honest, if I did this whole fender, I bet you wouldn't notice if it was also hit with some automotive gloss. So this fender's got some scratches anyway. The other one is in much better shape. I have this color match spray paint that came with the scooter. Before I attempt any of this, maybe I'll just grab something and paint it and see what it looks like. Here's the paint I have. Spectramaster Blue. Mixed thoroughly. It's not a it's not the kind where you like puncture and it's two parts, so it should be okay. Motor Supply Augusta in 2014. Chroma Base BC Spectramaster Blue. Alright, so it was a little messy because it was not well mixed, but you can see I just sprayed its own cap first to get it going. It was like stuck. But yeah, I mean, I sprayed it in here. Here's the original color, obviously. Down here's the original color, and here's where I sprayed it. And man, I'll tell you what, I cannot tell the difference. So I'm actually pretty pleased about that. Quick view of the progress here. So I'm already starting to uncover what happened. This is messy. I'm going to wipe it in a second, but wet, I can sort of feel what this person did, obviously, and you can tell by the tape. I think they obviously put some body filler in and they masked the body and they painted it, but when they did that, they created that like harsh line and lip. And to be honest, and I also don't think that they used a block or anything. I'm using the round side of my, like the actual handle part of my sanding block, because I feel like this creates less weird, harsh lines than this. I may give this is a pretty big, no, but look how, you can just see that this isn't the right, everything's too round for this. So I'm gonna use the rounded side and try that. I may try the flat side too. I'm also feeling it a lot with my fingers, and I can feel sort of the lumps and bumps, and there's a couple of peaks of rust coming out of here, which is probably the damage, but it's also, I'm able to smooth out some of this harsh triangle. And I'm just gonna hit it with a little, this is just water that I'm using to water the sandpaper, but let's just see. I just want to clean this up. Yeah, look at what was under here. So this body filler there was definitely they made more of a mess than what's really here, to be honest. And by putting this harsh edge in, it made it even worse. This whole line was not necessary. And then the rest of this is actually not too bad. Look at the light. Follow the light. The light will never lie to you when you're looking at a body panel, right? It's really not terrible. It's really not terrible. They did a good job with some of this filler and stuff. It's just the bodge was this, creating this lip. I'm actually going to stay away from most of this because this isn't too bad, and I don't want to take this down. If this panel was a little wavy, it would have looked less bad than a giant, I don't know what shape that is, tetrahedron or something. Anyway, I'm going to keep at it. All right, so I just want to make sure you see my technique here. I'm definitely keeping the paper wet. I'm definitely keeping it clean. I even hit this a little bit. This is 400, which is pretty darn aggressive for wet dry. But there was a lot of filler here. So, but as it's wet, and you can see I'm starting to fade into some of this. This is the original paint here because that's where that line was. And as I'm kind of mopping this, when this dries, you'll see that it's actually kind of dull here from my over stroke. And I'm trying to keep the line of the panel. I don't think I want to go much further than this as I kind of wet my finger and feel the piece. And if I wet it so that I can see the lines and the reflection, I might have to move the piece around without making a mess in here. I mean, it's not, here we go, here's where we'll get a good reflection. I mean, that's not terrible. There's definitely some waves, but you're not gonna notice, there's a couple ripples. You're not gonna notice that, especially if I can color match that paint pretty well. All right, so just before I paint this piece out, I'm going to go over it with some 600 grit sandpaper, wet. And I've got just some 600 grit sandpaper, a little bucket of water. That's more dirt, really, but is that rust or dirt? Well, it's kind of both. But anyway, there are some light sort of imperfections across all of this. What I'll do is, yikes, okay, there's a lot of different things going on this poor piece of fender here. I want to just take all of this down if I can. So I just went around various changing of different levels of sandpaper, back with the 400 in some spots. If there's any spots of rust, I try to pay a little extra attention to those, flatten those down, blend them down, trying to get them down to metal where I can. This guy is really kind of deep, but at least it's not too bad. What I'm going to do now, I have some filler primer, and so what I'm going to do is clean this up with some odorless mineral spirits, and then hit some of these higher spots with the filler primer that have rust. So let me mask this up and then hit this with some odorless mineral spirits. Let me get a better rag. This paper towel's not gonna cut it. This is just more to wipe between sanding and stuff, so I'm not just spreading more filth onto the piece. All right, so I just hit this with some self-etching primer, and you can still see the dents a little bit, especially if the light catches it, but not super awful. And then once this dries, I'm gonna go over this very, very gently, probably with 600 or 1000, just to knock down anything, blend it to any of the overspray. It's probably not even gonna take off much of this. And then I will spray it over with the blue that I have. And this is going to go from, you can see, even that like gnarly rust spot here is not even too bad. Man, this stuff stinks, so I don't want to stay too close to it for too long. But it's worth noting, and this is not like an ad or anything, if you don't have one of these, do yourself a favor and immediately go out and buy this. It just clips right on to pretty much any can of spray paint. It's a game changer. I've had this for a few years now. I actually have two, and yeah, you can see it's gotten a lot of use. Must have. Game changer for painting. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this into a spot where it can kind of dry. I hit a couple of these other spots over here. Because this is a etching buildable primer, if you keep adding, it'll fill in any of these little nooks and crannies. All right, so this has had time to dry overnight. Now, depending on how fussy I want to get with this surface, there's a couple tiny blemishes still. I mean, you could keep refining and refining until you get this all perfect, which I'm gonna try to balance going overboard and not. This is just some 600 grit sandpaper here. All right, here's our piece after I hit it with this spray paint here that's been mixed. Looking pretty good. Let me try to get a... You can still see a little bit of the waves in this panel, and it's definitely a different shade of blue than the bodywork is currently, but that's because this is more like a, it's matte right now. It's not like a high gloss. Once I hit this with some gloss, I think it's gonna darken the color a little bit. It'll be much closer to what's kind of on the scooter right now. So let me just give this a quick wipe and then we'll try it out. Hey everyone, just wanted to put the original painted fender next to this one that I've just kind of touched up. And in certain lights you can still see some of that wrinkle there, but it's not super obvious. One clear distinction obviously between these two is the painted one is slightly darker and obviously much glossier. That I think is going to be perfect because when I hit this panel on the left with some gloss, it should darken and then also shine. So let's give that a try, and then I should have two pretty close cowls here. I'm gonna give this a quick clear coat and then we should be good to go. All right, so here we have the two fenders side by side. You can see the one that's still missing the tail light is the one I just touched up. And this is supposed to be, you know, spectrum color matched paint, but you can tell they're definitely off a little bit. This panel could definitely use a few more coats of clear coat too. I'm just going to pull off the mask, put the taillight back on, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison. All right, mission accomplished, I think. I mean, that certainly looks a whole heck of a lot better than it did with that patch on there. And in this light, you can barely even tell. So, worth it. Like I said, the goal was never showroom piece here. I certainly could have gone much and much further with the refinement. The goal was, can I get this looking a lot better than it is with minimal effort to make the work worthwhile? I mean, now it's every bit as good as the other fender. As a matter of fact, this one is not without its faults all around. So this guy's looking pretty good by comparison. There's a little, can you see any of those wrinkles? No, it's hard to see, but probably true that this finish is going to be nowhere near as durable as the original, but is passable. I'm going to quit on body work for now and focus on, you know, mechanics. So I wanted to put these cowls on, especially since I painted this. And I would say well worth the effort. Well worth it. Way better than it was, for sure.